watching the brat. ChesaTheBrat, yeah. Get a subscriber tab. ChesaTheBrat. ChesaTheBrat. ChesaTheBrat.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make the... No? Okay. Let's sit down. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, girl, hurry up because I say this every time. Y'all should already know the drill by now. Like, this is where you get the tea. When you want some tea, this is the channel. Like, come on. Like, everybody knows. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Don't start. We're on a road to 100K. I'm super excited, super grateful. I love you guys so much. Don't say anything to me about my hair being straightened. I know silk press season is going to ruin my hair. I just love a good silk press. Like it's just giving what? As you guys can see by the title, this is a story time of when the vacation from hell ruined my friendship before that was even a trend. And what I mean by that is, like, y'all be hearing on TikTok about, and yes, I touch my hair a lot. I just got my hair done, so don't even. I know y'all be seeing like these story times of when you go on a girls trip, it ruins your friendship. People saying, I hope my group chat survives our girls trip. I hope my friendship survives the trip. Stuff like that, because I don't know. It's just something about them trips that be, you know, showing people's true colors and ruining friendships. But luckily, well, not luckily, because this situation was horrible. This is a story time from years ago. Like, this was so long ago before that was even like a thing. Also, if you guys see me chewing throughout this video, I will be eating my Delta Munchies gummies. I showed you guys these before, and if you guys want to get your hands on these, y'all can use my code. It's gonna come, I'm gonna put it on the screen and it's gonna be in the description box. But y'all, not only do these make me feel good, these are so good. Like, I'm gonna try to keep the chewing to a minimum, but I'm definitely gonna be eating these throughout the video. These are like strawberry flavored. These are strawberry shortcake flavor. I wish y'all could smell because they smell so good. If y'all don't know what these are, they are legal THC brand or whatever, and these are so good. I can't. So boom, I met this girl at the skating rink, the same skating rink that I told you guys I used to go to every weekend. The same kids. I mean, obviously there would be new kids every weekend because like people would take, you know, their kids to the skating rink or whatever, but like it would be the same in my age group ish. The same people coming to the skating rink every single weekend. So I pretty much knew everybody that, you know, would go every weekend. So that's how I met her. She didn't go to my school or anything like that. And by the way, we're gonna name her Kitty because she had like an obsession with cats, and I think she used to call herself Kitty Cat or something like that. I don't really remember, it was so long ago, but we're gonna name her Kitty. She also was always in heat.
What do you mean by that?
So Kitty was older than me by, I want to say, like 2-ish years. She was definitely 16 when I was 15, but I was just turning 15. We all pretty much knew Kitty. So me and Kitty would skate together, and like we never really hung out outside of the skating rink. Like, she never really came over my house and stuff at first. We would just talk at the skating rink and we would skate together and stuff like that. And I thought she was really cool. She was really pretty. And everybody pretty much knew her at the skating rink. Like, she was well liked, and she was like, when I tell y'all she was really pretty, she was a really pretty girl. And yeah, she just seemed like a really nice girl, whatever. I thought she was super nice. Me and Kitty got super close to the point where she started coming over, and I literally started calling this girl like my big sister. Like, I would call her sissy. We would call each other sister. And I literally convinced people that this girl was my half sister because we didn't really look alike, but we looked like we could be like sisters, especially half sisters. So if anybody is walking around earth believing that I have a half sister, I lied to you, babe. Sorry, I don't have no sisters. Thank God. God knew better than to give me sisters, because I feel like, we would have got to tussling. I just am not for having sisters. I got a brother. But yeah, I used to tell people she was my sister. Like, we were super close, especially at the skating rink. We were always with each other once we started talking and stuff. And then I started inviting her over my house. Like, my mom met her parents and stuff, and she started spending the night over my house. Kitty was a super cuddly friend. Like, I can give it to her. Like, when she wasn't mad, she was super cuddly, she was super friendly, she was super, like, she would cuddle and watch a movie with you, or she would hug up on you. And like, that sounds real like sus, but no, she was like a real touchy like friend. Like, she was just real sweet and stuff like that. But her toxic side started to come out, like the more we hung out or whatever. Like she started getting real possessive of me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was also a real possessive friend. Like I was a real jealous friend. If I had like a best friend, sometimes I would be kind of jealous if they were hanging out with other people, especially when I was younger. I got way better with that as I got older. She started to do little weird shit where it was like she was holding over my head the fact that she was older than me, and she started trying to little boy me and shit. And like, you're not finna little boy me, I mean little girl me, because I'm a girl, but like she started trying to little boy me, like, and you not about to little boy me. Can't nobody little boy me. But the thing with Kitty was like, it would only be when she's mad. She would just say little weird shit. Like I remember she would just be like, Chesa, like you gonna grow out of that. Like you, it's just like when you get older, you gonna understand where I'm coming from. Like that's childish. Like that's some real immature shit. Like you need to grow up. Like she would always say little weird shit like that. And I wanted to be like, girl, be so serious. Like you're not that much older than me. Like I get it. You're older than me, but like you're the one who want to hang out with me, baby. Like I want to hang out with you too, but if I'm the one that's so much older, I wouldn't want to hang out with no immature, childish little ass girl. Like she would call me little girl when we would argue and stuff like that. And before y'all like, girl, is this the same Chesa we talking about? Like you would just tolerate that? It wasn't that I was scared of her and no shit like that. It was more of the fact like I was not somebody who liked to argue with my friends. Like I had soft spots for my friends. I'm still like that now. Like y'all know, if I need to handle business, I'm gonna handle business. But like I didn't want to handle business with my friends. I didn't want to be getting beefy with my friends and going back and forth with my friends. Like I didn't like doing shit like that. I would cry over arguing with my friends back then. Like I don't want to fight with you, girl. I wish that I could give you guys like every single little exact mini story between me and Kitty where it was some toxic shit or some negative shit. But if I did that, for one, this video would be 10-parted. But I also can't remember all that. Like, I just know we would always argue about something. She would always have something to say, something slick. She would always try to little boy me. She got too comfortable with her being older and the whole little sis, big sis thing. And yeah, but it would be like almost like when you're in a relationship and behind closed doors, like your boyfriend is like completely different than how he acts in front of your parents. That's how she was. Like she was so mean and just nasty and bitchy to me behind closed doors, but around my mama, sweetest girl ever, so sweet to me. She called me Chessie and she would hug up on me, and she would do that too behind closed doors, but like she would not catch no attitudes. She would not do no sucking of the teeth even around my fucking family, like, or around anybody else. And y'all, my mom literally loved this girl. Like she literally would like call my mom mommy or like mama number 2 and stuff like that. Like my mom really did like her. And like I don't know, like it was just weird to me how she would act completely different. And like of course I didn't want to tell my parents like, oh, Kitty's actually really mean in real life. Like she got an attitude. She always gets an attitude with me. She's always being mean to me about something. Like I didn't really want to tell them that, because then my mom would look at our friendship different. The same thing when you're in a relationship, you don't want to tell your mama all your relationship problems because you don't want your mama to look at your man different. Like it's the same thing. Like Kitty was damn near my man. Like girl, she had a lot of drama with girls. She was really like quick to fight somebody. She was really quick to snap on somebody, and she was just fighting a lot. She had fight videos and she would fight at school and stuff like that. And she would show me her fight videos and stuff like that. And I feel like she low-key felt like I was intimidated by her, not only because she's older than me, but because she be fighting for real. But like little did she know, baby, I got them thumpers. Like I might not have fight videos at school and stuff like that, but I didn't pride myself on being able to fight. I got an older brother. You don't think I was fighting that nigga my whole life? I know how to fight too, Miss Girl. I'm just not going to show you my fight videos because I don't have any, because I don't be fighting at school and fighting everywhere I go. I don't be having to fight for my life. But at the same time, it's like she thought it was cute to like show everybody her fight videos. Like she just thought it was so cute that she was a fighter, and like she thought that I was scared of her because I really wouldn't like too much get buck with her and stuff. But it was again because she was my friend, and I treated my friends like my friends, and I would catch attitudes with her back. Like we would go back and forth, but like there would be times where we would literally be texting in an argument, and she would literally be like
Chesa, don't piss me off, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
And I used to be like, girl, why the fuck are you talking to me like that? Like why are you going so hard? And like of course I wouldn't be kissing her ass, but I wouldn't be entertaining all that fighting shit, because it's like once I put the pause on you, we're never gonna talk again. And our friendship was getting toxic and shit, but like I really was trying to hold on to our friendship because I really did like her. So I was like, girl, I'm not about to entertain all that fighting stuff, because baby, you don't want that. You don't want me to fight you, because I'm never gonna talk to you again. Like whether you win or I win, the friendship is over. And she will always be apologizing, trying to be like back buddy buddy after she would spaz on me. in the messages. So I would try to tell her like, girl, I'm not about to fight you because I don't fight my friends. I can never be friends with somebody I put my hands on. That's weird. Around this time, my mom was with this man, and I'm not gonna give him a name. We don't even speak of him around these parks because, baby, that's another story for another time. Well, that would really be like a 20-part story. Like that was a whole, shit is crazy. He had a like family beach house that I guess his mom owned or whatever. I'm not gonna tell y'all which beach or anything like that, but he had a beach house that I had previously went to the year prior to me being friends with Kitty, because like I told y'all in the last story time, like literally the last one I just did about when I was at a party and I brought my ex-bestie with me and she like left me there at the party. She was my best friend for many years, and she was the first girl I ever took to one of the trips with us or whatever, and she came to that same beach house the year prior. But that was when our friendship had kind of like ended. Either it ended or there was a reason like she couldn't come this year. Obviously at 14 and 15, I wasn't old enough to be going on trips with just my friends, like, or going on trips now. Like, we flying to the Yams, we going to Miami, we going to PCB. Like, no, it was none of that. It was a little family trip. But my mom, like I told y'all, my mom was always a cool mom, and she would let me bring a friend, and she was just basically saying if I wanted to bring somebody, I could bring somebody as long as it was cool with their parents. So I picked Kitty to go on the trip this year. I did tend to attract toxic people to me, and I still attract toxic people to me now, and I'm working on it, okay? We're working on it. This beach trip was a good like 8-hour drive from home, and y'all, literally the road trip itself, like in the car, the 8 hours to the destination was already a shit show. Like, me and her, I don't know what it was. I don't know why I wanted her to go on this trip, because we were literally arguing like an old married couple. But when we were cool, like, she was really funny. Like, we would kiki. Like, I don't know. It was just like a love-hate friendship, for real, for real.
Y'all, the gummies were gummying. The gummies were gummying, bitch.
So there are two other people that are like significant to this story that I need to give a name, and they're two boys that I also knew from the skating rink or whatever, that we had both met at the skating rink, which I've known them for a long time because they had a younger sister that I was friends with, and she would go to the skating rink as well, and she was like a neighboring school to one of my high schools, and or one of my middle schools or whatever. And the two boys, they were brothers, so we're gonna name them Drake and Josh, and Drake is gonna be the older one. Me and him were super close. Like, I was close with all three of them, but Drake I would like call big brother and shit. Like, I had a big brother already. He started calling me little sis, so I would just call him big bro. It would just be like that. And he at the time was probably 18 when I was 15, and then his brother, we're gonna name him Josh, he was younger than him. I believe he was probably 17 maybe. I think they were half brothers, but they all lived together with their dad. Josh was younger, he was closer to my age, and Drake was older, closer to Kitty's age or whatever. So I had the biggest crush on Josh. Literally, when I used to go over their house when I would hang out with their sister, I would tell her like, girl, put me on with your brother, like, he's cute as fuck. And she would be like, okay, like, I'm gonna put you on. But I don't know if he had a girl, if he thought I was ugly, or what it was, but he was always friend zoning me, or maybe he just wasn't interested in me. Like, girl, humble yourself. But yeah, he was always friend zoning me, but at the same time he would also flirt with me, but he also never tried nothing with me. Like, nothing, like, you know, some boys will like friend zone you, or they'll curve you, but they want to hit, or like they want to do something with you, or that's all they want to do. But he never tried nothing with me. Like, he never even kissed me. And by the time that I met Kitty or whatever, she had already kind of knew Drake, but I had put them two on when I got close with Kitty, and they became like first loves and the whole nine. And I know, yeah, y'all probably going, he was 18, she was 16. I don't know the exact ages like perfectly, but even if they were, like, that's none of my business, okay? I put them on because they thought that each other was cute, and they were messing with each other for a really long time. They had a toxic relationship as well. Like, I don't think that Kitty could have had a relationship or friendship with anybody and not have been toxic. I hope she's doing better now, honestly, because maybe she had like BPD like how I have, but like more severe, or maybe she just was really struggling. I don't know, but she was really mean. Like, she was a mean girl. Obviously my mom talks to Kitty's parents. They're okay and on board with her going on a trip. Like, they trust my parents. My mom tells them where it is and gives them all the information. I think we were staying out there for a good maybe like week. I don't know, it might have been like a week and a half, or maybe like a week. Yeah, a week and a half, because we will go for 2 weeks sometimes, but if I brought a friend, I think we were only there for like a week and a couple of days or something like that, or maybe we were there for a week straight. I don't know, but it was always close to a week or two. Literally the night before we were going on the trip, Kitty obviously spends the night because we were leaving like really early in the morning, and Kitty basically tells me like,
oh, I want want Drake to come on the trip with us. Can you ask your mom if he can come with us on the trip?
BFFR. What did that spell? B fucking for real.
You trying to ask me to ask my mother, my Venezuelan Hispanic mother, to bring an 18-year-old boy on a trip with us? Are you okay? Are you losing it? I'm just like, I'm not even gonna ask my mama that because she's gonna get mad at me for even asking her a question like that. And my mom has met Drake and Josh before. Like, she met them at the skating rink before. She knew I was cool with them, like, because I had been over they house. Like, my mom was not about to let me go over nobody's house and not know if there were boys there and stuff like that. Like, my mom knew them, but she wasn't finna let them come on a trip with us and have them staying in our family beach house. Like, what is this? What kind of operation you think we're running here? She literally ignores me for the rest of the night. I remember she was like sitting up on FaceTime with Drake for like the rest of the night and ignoring me. Like, we didn't even go to sleep. She was just like on her phone ignoring me. And the morning comes, and the day of us actually going on this trip, we're vibing, we're listening to music, we're on our phones, and probably like halfway to where we're getting, like 4 hours in, she shows me, like, she hands me her phone and shows me her messages between her and Drake and tells me to read the messages. So I basically read them, and they're talking about Drake driving up to where we at. So I texted her because I didn't want to start talking about it because my parents were literally driving. So I texted her and I was like, I already told you my mom's not going to let them come to the house. Like, they're not going to be able to do that. And she was like, no, like, keep reading it. So basically, he had agreed to like come get a hotel room, I think like for a day or two or whatever, that he was gonna get a hotel close to the area where we was at. And I was like, well, how is he gonna know where it was at? And she basically told me that she sent him like, I sent her like the website, or I don't even know what you call that, like the community's website for where we were going. Like, when I had first asked her about the trip, if she wanted to go on a trip with me, I sent her like the resort information or whatever it's called. It's not like a resort because it was like a family community, but I guess she had sent that to him, and he had found like a hotel that was nearby or whatever. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, I didn't really care because I knew, like, as long as it wasn't coming to the family house or riding with us and all that shit, then it wouldn't have been no problem. I would have obviously had to tell my mama because she was gonna see us hanging out with them and stuff like that, because I'm gonna explain the way the community was set up when we get to that part. But I remember her telling me that they weren't gonna get there until like the third day of us being there or whatever. So all of us that were on the trip was my mom, her mans, my brother, his girl, who was really about to pop like pregnant at the time, who is now his wife, but at the time was just his girlfriend, and then me and Kitty. And my nana had stayed back home with the pets or whatever. It was like a community where you drive in and like you go through, like you check in and there's people and they put like a sticker on your car and they get your information, and then you go through these little like the things that go like that, and they let you go through or whatever, like a little gate or whatever. And there were just a bunch of beach houses, like the ones that are on like stilts or whatever they're called, like the ones that are like elevated for hurricanes and stuff. Just how beach houses look. There was a bunch of beach houses, and in the front there were like basketball courts, and then obviously like the strip that you walk on, and then it connects to like the boardwalks of the beach or whatever. And then there were trailers in the middle, and then like in the middle of all the beach houses and stuff. And there was literally a store, a water park, an arcade, and a restaurant, all in the same little neighborhood community, whatever you want to call it, like all within the community grounds of the place. And everybody's house had 2 golf carts. Well, I don't know if everybody's house had one, but most of the houses I've seen had 2 golf carts, and the one we were staying in also had 2 golf carts. All of the golf carts at night, they would drive in the front, like where the strip was, and they would just all be like lined up and drive in a circle, and like everybody would like reach out in the golf carts and slap each other's hands. Like, that was just a thing that they did. And it sounds lame, but a lot of them were teenagers, and a lot of them were like young kids and stuff, and they would drive the golf carts and do it. And then some of them would have like little families, but like it was a vibe. People were playing music off the golf carts, playing music off of a speaker, or some people had like the big double-decker golf carts, and then some people had like the regular ones, and it was a vibe. And the year prior, I was 13ish, 14, and I wasn't able to drive because the requirement to drive a golf cart, you had to have at least a permit. This year I was 15 and I had my permit, and they take like a copy, they make like a copy of it, and they put it on file, and they give you a sticker. And Kitty didn't have a permit or a driver's license, so my mom made it really clear that she didn't want to see Kitty driving the golf cart because they could get in trouble. They could get the golf cart taken and all of that. They can get in trouble because it's a vehicle. It's not like a regular motor vehicle, but it's a vehicle. So they didn't want nobody who didn't have proof of a permit or a license or whatever to operate the golf carts. So the first incident was probably the first or second night that we were there. And again, I told you guys what they did on the strip, like with the golf carts, how people would like slap each other's hands and play music, and like it was like this whole little vibe. Some people would walk if they didn't have a golf cart and slap hands and jump on people's golf carts, and it would just be like kids flirting with each other, for real. And yeah, so we wanted to go on the strip and do that, and we asked my mom if we could take the golf cart. She said yes, as long as, you know, we following, like, we're not doing nothing crazy. We drove it up to the strip or whatever, and I was driving. Like I told y'all, I was the only one that could drive, and it was just me and her. And we were like, when I tell y'all, it's almost as if like we were in traffic. Like the literal, it was like bumper carts damn near. Like it was moving really slow, and everybody was just going and like literally making a U-turn at the end of the dead end, making a U-turn and just keep doing it. And then new golf carts would end up like merging in, and it would just be like people would leave, new people would come, and it would just be a vibe. I don't know how to describe it for it to sound as lit as it was, but it was lit. So we were doing that, and we ended up behind this golf cart that was full of boys that looked around our age or whatever. And the one that was in the back of the golf cart facing like us, like riding or whatever, he was like motioning us to come here, like come here. And like, if we're being for real, the only person that could come here would be Kitty, because I was driving. Like, you want me to stop in the middle of this and F this whole thing up so we can jump on your golf cart? Like, be so serious. So he's like, come here, come here. So Kitty's like, I'm gonna jump on the golf cart. Like, I'm gonna jump on the golf cart real quick. And I was like, okay, girl. Like, I didn't care because it was literally right there. Like, if I reached out, I could touch her type shit. But she was like, I'm gonna come right back. Like, I'm just gonna talk to him real quick. So I'm like, okay. And mind you, like, we were going to be doing that for like an hour or two, because people would dead ass be doing that until like midnight. And it would be like, we would start at like, it would start at like 8 p.m. until midnight, and as people would leave and come in, but we would go at like probably like 10 and then stay until it's over. She got off the golf cart and got onto the golf cart with him and started talking to him or whatever. And like, again, I could see her probably like 10 minutes pass, and I'm like I'm telling her to come back, because like I'm by myself. This isn't fun for me if I'm just driving and I'm not talking to her. Like, I'm supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, come here. Like, I'm telling her to come back, and she's just like, wait. So y'all, tell me why from 10 to probably like 11:30, because I didn't even stay the whole time. From 10 to 11:30, she sat on that golf cart the entire time while I was just riding by myself. She got back on the golf cart when it was time for us to leave out. She was like, he was just talking to me, and he invited us to like this little beach party. He told me like it's one of those houses over there. And I was like, how old are they? And she was like, oh, I think they're in college. And I know what y'all are thinking. Yeah, she was messing with Drake. And Drake was coming like literally the next day or two. She's just telling me like that they're like older, and that they invited us to some party at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, well, I don't think we can do that, because I don't think we should be sneaking out. Like, y'all, it might sound lame to y'all, but I already told her how this would work before we even went, because my mom is not about all that sneaking and doing that stuff. Plus, this wasn't our house. This was my mom's man's family house that he was bringing us to, and there was security people. There were people checking the strip at like after hours. There was like an after hours for the community. Like, I didn't want to do none of that. And plus, taking the golf cart in the middle of the night, like, that's something that my mom could notice, that she came out on the porch to smoke or to drink. Like, I just wasn't feeling that. Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Plus, I was already kind of mad because she had just left me hanging the whole time we were supposed to be, like, riding together. And she was just like, whatever, Chesa, like, you being lame. Like, that's lame as fuck. You just being lame, whatever. So we ended up going back to the house. The next day rolls around, and I remember us waiting, like, 8. Like, we wake up at, like, 8 in the morning, and we wait all day for them boys to finally get there. I ended up telling my mom about it, and she's just like, she didn't really like it, but she was just like, they're not coming in the house. Like, I don't want you inviting them into the house. Like, as long as y'all are on the community grounds, y'all can't leave with them out nowhere off of the community grounds. Mind you, my mom had my location, so there wasn't no getting out of that anyways. And she was like, y'all can go like to the arcade, the water park and stuff like that, or the beach, but y'all not bringing them boys back to the house. And you better not, because you'll never know if I'm at the house or not. Like, don't have me up, basically. They end up getting there. Like, I tell them how to get into the community. They get checked in the community or whatever, and we end up all going to the arcade. We go to the arcade, and Kitty's kind of like only talking to Drake, which I don't really care, because like, I guess she was excited to see her boo, and I was talking to Josh, but I was super nervous. And me and Josh were like late bloomers, I guess, because like we were flirting and stuff. Like, we were like, he was putting his arm around me and stuff, but we didn't even kiss this whole trip, y'all. I was freaking blowed. Like, it was none of that with us. Her and Drake were really caked up, and like, you know, they were already into it, which I wasn't hating, because I literally put them on, and like, they were like a thing. Me and Josh weren't really a thing, but he brought him, and we had like liked each other, like had a crush. I don't know, bitch. So we all ended up going to the water park, and this is where shit goes left. So the water park had like a kiddie pool. I don't know if it was a kiddie pool or if it was just one of those like them bodies of water you just sit in, and like you're not supposed to stand up, you're just supposed to sit and like just chill in the water. And there was like these umbrellas and stuff, but the umbrellas weren't really covering us for real, so it was like the sun was beaming directly on us. And then on the other side it was like a normal pool where you swim in or whatever, and it was next to like the lazy river and the water slide. And I remember we were all just sitting. I was sitting next to Josh, she was sitting like on Drake's lap, and I was just saying like how it was hot as I was like, damn, it's like hot as. And Kitty immediately gets mad and she's just like,
well, why don't you go over there where there's some shade, Chesa?
and then she stands up and she's like,
Y'all, let's all go to the other pool because Chesa's hot.
and she starts walking to the other pool.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that? Bitch,
You really thought you ate that, mama? Like, you really thought you ate that? Like, literally me, Drake, and Josh all looked at each other like, what? Like, what just happened? Like, did we miss something? Were we not all present for this moment? Like, what was that about? Like, I didn't even say it like I was complaining or no attitude. I literally was just like, damn, it's hot as fuck out here. Like, I was just trying to start conversation. My bad. Mind y'all, I didn't want to go over there to the shade, because if I did, I would have got up and used my 2 working legs to go over there. I didn't say it was too hot because of the shade. It was just hot outside. Like, it was a summer day. Did I lie? Me and Josh stay, and Drake's like, I'm gonna go talk to her or whatever. Like, maybe she was already mad. I don't really know. And then probably some time goes by, and like we're getting on the slides and stuff like that, and I go and I ask her like, are you okay? Like, what was that about? And she's just like, girl, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to talk right now. And she's like, she just rolls her eyes, and like that's in front of Drake and Josh again. Like, I feel like she's trying to act out. So I end up saying, like, I get pissed off, and I told them I'm gonna see them later. And I get in the golf cart and I literally leave her there, and I go take my ass back to the beach house. Mind you, I'm the only one who knows how to get to the beach house because I had been there the previous year. This girl would not know how to get there. The only thing she knew was if you walk straight from any of the locations, like straight towards the back, is like the direction of leaving the community, and also the direction to the beach, which my mom was at the beach. When we were at the water park, we already knew my mom was over there because my mom would always tell us where she was on the beach in case we wanted to go see her and be at the beach or whatever. I'm just on my phone chilling because this girl had been giving me attitude, y'all. I don't even remember all the incidences. I remember there was another time where she was like mad about something, and she had like cussed me out on top of like this wooden thing where there were other teenagers and stuff. Like, she's just been acting this whole time, pissing me the fuck off. So she didn't text me or nothing, but probably like 30 minutes go by, and I hear like a golf cart coming up, like, because there was like rocks and gravel and stuff like that, and I was just chilling like probably in the living room or whatever of the beach house. And I look outside, and it's my mama on her golf cart that she takes to the beach, and Kitty's sitting on the golf cart. So they come inside, and my mom's like, did you leave your friend at the water park?
yeah.
And I was like, I did. And she was just like, why? And then we have this whole ass like intervention ass moment where I'm basically like explaining to my mom like she's been being a bitch to me, she's being rude as hell. When we get around people, she's like cussing at me and like being mean to me, like she's just being a and I don't really like that. Like, I don't appreciate how she's treated me, and I got mad, and I just left because I wasn't finna, like, I was finna spaz on her ass, basically. My mom's trying to be like a mediator, and she's basically like explaining like, y'all, we're 8 hours away from home. This trip is a few more days. Y'all are gonna have to thug it out. Y'all know y'all love each other. Y'all need to stop all this cattiness. Like, and really, my mama knew what was tea, because she had started to peep the little arguments and the little shit that Kitty would say. She was just like, y'all just gonna have to deal. Like, it's not like we can just go home right now. Like, come on. And my mom starts cracking jokes or whatever, and me and Kitty start laughing, and like we basically end up making up or whatever, and that's that. So the next day, I don't remember if the boys had left. I think they had left at this point. And we're all getting ready to go to the beach. Mind you, we would wake up super early. We would take our showers. We would put our sunscreen on. We would get our little cooler ready with all our little sandwiches and snacks and stuff like that. And my mom would make us breakfast before even going to the beach, because like I said, we would be on the beach for hours, y'all. Like, I don't know if I said that actually, but when we weren't doing stuff like at the water park and stuff like that, all like us as a whole family, we would be at the beach like from early as fuck in the day, probably like noonish to probably like 6 p.m. like till it gets dark-ish. We would be on the beach. Like, I think that I was a mermaid in another life, y'all. I think that's why Avatar: The Way of Water, that movie like touched me. Like, I love that movie. I just love the ocean. I wouldn't go too far, but I would be in that water until I turned like a prune. Like, I love the ocean. My brother and his girl had a room at the end of the hall that had like a king-size bed, and then me and Kitty had a room on the other end of the hall that had like 2 twin-size beds. So while Kitty was taking a shower, I was on the other end in my brother's room talking to him and his girl ended up going like downstairs I keep saying his girl, that's his wife now, but at the time it was just his girl, so that's why I say that. But his girl went downstairs to be with my mom and to help with sandwiches and stuff, and my brother was just chilling in his room, and I was chilling in there with him, chopping it up with him, while Kitty was in our room taking a shower, because we had to share showers, and I let her shower first or whatever. And I'm talking to my brother, and she gets out the shower, and all of a sudden she's in the room with me and my brother in her towel like this, and she's like, I wanted to ask if I could wear one of your shirts. And I thought she was talking to me, and I was like, girl, yeah, and you can wear one of my shirts. And she's like, no, I'm asking your brother.
What?
Why would you do that?
Huh?
My brother looks at me, and we're like kind of looking at each other like
Side eye.
come on now. And basically my brother's like, nah, like I only have so many shirts, like I really don't got a shirt you could wear. And she was just like, okay. And then she goes back to the room. So I'm like, hold up. So I walk in there, and I'm just like, why did you think it was appropriate to walk in there with your towel on? Like, my mama and my brother's girl would not have appreciated that. I don't even appreciate that. Like, why are you doing that? And why are you asking to wear one of his shirts? Like, you don't have a suitcase full of motherfucking clothes, or you could wear one of mine. And she's just like, oh no, it's not like that. Like, I just wanted to wear one of his shirts because I really like his t-shirts, like his little graphic tees. I wanted to tie one up or whatever. And like, if she would have got dressed and then asked me to ask my brother or something, then that would have been different if that's really what it was. But she had flirted with my brother in the past, and my brother would be like, your friend is weird, like your friend is fast, like, and my brother was not the type to flirt with any of my friends. Like, my brother is damn near 6 years older than me. He sees me and my friends as little as girls. Like, my brother's friends would flirt with me, and he would be damn near ready to fight me and his friend, because he don't like that. Like, he thinks that's very weird, and it is. All my friends would have crushes on my brothers. Like, that was pretty normal, like, for my friends to have a crush on my brother, but my friends would not step and try to flirt with my brother, but Kitty would. I guess my brother ends up telling his girl about the situation or whatever, and she ends up pulling me to the side, not her, and she's just like, I don't know what's up with your friend, but your brother just told me that she came in there with her towel on asking to wear his clothes. Like, I don't really fuck with that, and I'm pretty sure you don't either. Did you talk to her? Like, I'm like, yeah, I already chopped it up with her. I told her, and she was just like, it wasn't like that, but she's not gonna do no shit like that again. And she's like, oh, okay, because she was really saying shit like, I might slap the shit out of her if she does some shit like that again, because it wasn't like my sister-in-law was threatened by her, because she was younger, and my brother would never go for that. But it's just like a respect thing. How you gonna be at my family house, like on my family trip, and you're trying to flirt with my brother and just do inappropriate shit? Like, it just wasn't cute. And again, she would do shit like that before, and it just wasn't cute. When I get out the shower, I call Kitty back, like, upstairs, and Kitty comes upstairs wearing my brother's snapback. So I'm like, where'd you get that hat from? She's like, oh, it was just downstairs. Mind you, the man my mom was with was not wearing no snapbacks. She'd seen my brother wearing that snapback probably earlier that day or yesterday. So I was like, why are you wearing my brother's snapback? And she was like, oh, it just goes with my outfit. I saw it just laying downstairs, and I just put it on or whatever. And she was like, I don't have to wear it though. And guess who noticed her wearing it? My sister-in-law. So my sister-in-law comes, and she comes and talks to her this time, and she's just like, I don't know what's going on with you, but you don't need to be wearing any of Junior's things, which is my brother Junior. You don't need to be wearing any of Junior's clothes. Like, you can wear your own stuff. Like, I don't really appreciate you trying to grab his stuff, and he doesn't really want nobody touching his things. She was respectful to her, but she just basically was like, you don't need to be touching his stuff. Like, it's really inappropriate. Like, just stop. And Kitty ends up calling her parents. She's just like,
I want to go home. Like, Chesa keeps starting problems with me, and it's just drama with her family.
Like, I don't know exactly what she was telling her parents, because she had like went away to go call her parents. And I know that she called her parents because my mom ended up getting a call from her parents, basically asking what was going on and why their daughter was saying that she wanted to go home. And I guess my mom had like a long conversation with her parents and decided it would be best to take her home early. And we had like 4 more days left of the trip. My mom had to stay there. Like, they had like the food and everything was like, we couldn't all just leave to go take this girl home. And my sister-in-law ends up saying like she'll drive her. She was really pregnant, but she was like, I'll drive her home. Like, me and Chesa can go and we'll take her home. So y'all, we end up driving her 8 freaking hours back to Georgia. The most awkward silent drive ever. She's not talking to me. We're not talking at all. And my sister-in-law had like $40 in like the little console or whatever, or like in the car. And we ended up taking her home, and she ends up getting out the car and whatever. And like, me and my sister-in-law end up having to go like back to the beach or whatever, another 8-hour drive. So we go to the gas station, and I'm pretty sure the $40 was like what we were going to use for gas. Like, not all of it. We were going to need more than that for 8 hours, but like that was part of the gas we were going to use, and $20 of that is missing. So Shorty took $20 on her way back to the house. Like, it was just a mess, y'all. Like, I don't understand what was wrong with her. After that, we ended up going back and finishing the trip off, and those were the most peaceful 4 days, the most fun 4 days. I should have never brought her to the beach. And yeah, after that, like, she was trying to beef with me, she was trying to fight me and all this other stuff, and I just was like, something's wrong with you. Like, I'm good. Like, when I tell y'all that drive back, she was in the back seat, like me and my sister-in-law were laughing on the way back, like, this girl looked like she had gotten taken over by a spirit or something. Like, that's not funny, but like, she was looking like off a scary movie, like she was plotting on us. We didn't know if she was gonna try to kill us at the gas station or something. Like, something was wrong with that girl. But yeah, like, she was trying to show out, she was trying to embarrass me in front of my crush, she was trying to get me in trouble. Like, girl, what are you doing? And I'm sure y'all know, after that, I brought no more friends to the beach with me at all. That was a wrap. And yeah, that's the end of the story time, you guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment other videos that you guys want to see from me. Turn on the post notification bell so you never miss when I post a video. Follow me on all my social medias that are in the link tree in the description box below. And yes, I can say that 10 times fast without breathing. I love you all so much. Thank you guys for 77K. Are you crazy? We're this close to 100K. That close to 100K. I tried to cut out my chewing a lot in this video, but as y'all can see, there's only a few left in here. I'm feeling really nice, and those are really good, but my stomach is full. I need to stop eating them, but you guys should definitely go cop these. Like, they're a vibe. Again, my code will be on the screen. Information will be in the description box below. Thank you, Delta Munchies, for sending me these products. They're so good. Y'all know I love them, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
ChesaTheBrat, ChesaTheBrat.